I'm Kat Fuller, and this is Finlandia Fridays.
Welcome to Finlandia Fridays. My name is Michael Babcock. I am your host for this weekly interview show here at Finlandia University. We are excited to be joined by Kat Fuller this week. Kat, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
We've been excited to have you on campus now for, 8 months, 6 months?
I started in September of 18.
Awesome. And you are our Director of Global Initiatives. So
Correct.
Tell us a little about what that means.
It's actually a new position here at Finlandia and a new initiative, and I deal with pretty much everything international. So recruiting international students, sending our students abroad, working with faculty who might want to run their own programs or do their own research. So really any endeavors that we have internationally.
Excellent. It seems like you've been having a lot of fun with it. Tell us a little bit about what some highlights have been so far, and as you've started to find your way here in the Keweenaw.
Yeah, my first semester, it was kind of interesting. I spent most of it off campus. It started with a trip to China, and then I also went to the Netherlands, and then went to Finland. So, that for me is always fun, just to travel. And, I'd never been to Finland before, so that was a cool experience. But, and then this semester is really focused on campus and getting to know students and faculty and everybody around campus and getting the word out about our exchange programs and studying abroad.
Excellent. I know, some other people might be surprised to hear so much of an international focus here at Finlandia University, but we do have two of our schools and colleges here that are called international. The International
Right.
School of Art and Design, International School of Business, and I think it's very important for our core of what we are as a university to have that kind of international flavor. Has that been something that's been made clear to you?
Oh, definitely. It's one of the president's strategic goals is to make, he jokes and says he wants Finlandia on 4 continents by 2022. So we're working on that for him. But, the idea of internationalization and study abroad really began with private, small, liberal arts colleges, in the 50s and 60s, sending students abroad. So the fact that Finlandia is now getting into it, we're a little late to the game, but we're going to do great with it.
Yeah, and for years and years we've had study abroad. Kids have traveled, and every semester we have kids from Finland that come here that really add a lot. So what's it been like working with these international students that come here, and how has that been fun for you?
I love working with international students. I had a break for a few years. I was living in Florida with my mom and dad, and I knew that I wanted to get back into it. And I really love, for me, meeting an international student abroad, talking with them, and getting them excited about the school. They come, and then I get to see them grow and develop in 4 years, and watching them walk across that stage at graduation. I couldn't be more proud. And then watching to see what they do with their lives afterwards.
Right, and that's one of the beautiful things about a small campus like this. Is we get the opportunity to really know those students. And I know graduation's coming up here in May, and that'll be really fun to go watch students that I've known now for 4 years to do that. And you'll get that same thing with these international students. Talk a little about some of the benefits that they have of coming here. What are some of the things you hear from them that they really appreciate about coming to Finlandia and the Copper Country? Okay.
With most students in Europe, they are kind of required to do a study abroad. And students who come to Finlandia, we think, oh my goodness, it's not sexy, it's not LA or, Miami or something. But the students that come here really appreciate the small town. They do love the weather, and they love how close they can get to faculty and staff and other students. They don't have to, we're on a first-name basis, and they really appreciate that because they're struggling. Culture shock, things going on back home, to have someone here to talk to really makes a difference.
Yeah, definitely. And you said you got to travel to a couple different countries here since you've been here. What are some of the things you're aiming to do when you're going on those visits?
In the fall, my first visit to Finland was to meet all of the partners. We have about 8 partners right now, and I do not know them. They didn't know me. So I had to make that connection and start building that relationship. And so my pure objectives were, let's see the school, let me learn more about it. So when I'm talking to our students about studying abroad, I can say firsthand where I've been and what I've seen. And then I will continue to go each fall, and this time it will be different in that I'll be meeting with the students who are contemplating coming to Finlandia for an exchange, so I can really talk to them and sell them on Finlandia.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. How about the visits to Netherlands and what you were doing over in Asia?
Sure. In the Netherlands, it was primarily a recruiting fair. So I visited 2 different high schools in the Netherlands near Amsterdam. And it was like a sports-oriented recruiting sports students. But the funny thing was, I met a lot of students who weren't interested in sports.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have 2 students coming this fall from that effort. So I'm really excited about that. And then in Asia, in China, we have a partnership there with Beihai University. And through them, I did a kind of a 1-week-long trip throughout China, visiting some of the schools they recruit with and work with, and then also a fair in Beijing City to meet with other potential students and even partners. And I ran into a few partners from my past life who were really excited that I was back in international and said, "What? I want to partner with Finlandia." So China is kind of on, a 1-year plan from now, but I was really excited to be back in Asia.
Yeah, I know a couple of our faculty are visiting professors over there too, which is really exciting, and it kind of goes. That shows the full circle of things you do here at Finlandia, because you're not just working with our students or the international students. You're also helping our faculty better themselves through opportunities that they have. One of the things that you are really passionate about right now that you're working, you said you're focusing on what's going on campus right now, is getting to know our student body and really starting to push them to do study abroad. We have a couple really cool opportunities that we've promoted quite a bit on this show and throughout our campus, but tell us a little bit about, from your perspective, why somebody would want to study abroad.
It does get back to it's a small town. And a lot of the families and students are from families that have been here for many generations. And so the thought of going off into the world can be kind of scary. I grew up in a small town. I know what that's like. And so it's really important for me to explain to students why they should study abroad and just kind of open their minds up to other situations, other cultures, other people, because it doesn't matter what major they're in. They're going to be dealing with people from other areas. I mean, I joke and say going down to Texas is a whole other culture, but it is. People have different customs and everything across the United States. So if they get an opportunity to study abroad and really learn themselves what it's like to interact with different people and what they can do better, I think it's huge. And just, seeing something totally different than what they're used to.
Right.
It just really helps.
And one of the things that students need to remember too is it doesn't take a full year commitment.
No.
There's other opportunities, like a lot of summer opportunities are a lot shorter than that.
Yes. On our website, you can see that we have our exchange programs that are 1 semester, 2 if they're lucky. But then we also have summer opportunities with our partners to go abroad in the summer for 2 or 4 weeks. And then also with our faculty. We have a couple faculty leading some short-term programs throughout the UK this summer. And so that's a really nice way just to kind of see if this is something you'd like to do. You're safe. In that environment.
Very structured.
Exactly.
And all these opportunities are available at finlandia.edu/international. If you go check those out, and definitely do look at all the different options. And some of them are even very affordable, if not free. I mean, I know one of the opportunities this summer was a free opportunity that one of our partner schools offered to a couple of our students.
Right, and we would love to have students apply for that and really explore Finland and Helsinki. So why not go to Helsinki for the price of an airfare, and that's it. And our partners are really good at extending these offers. So, there's one right now, but I'm certain, we'll have more, and just check out the website and stay up to date with those options.
Excellent. Kat, before you go, we got to talk a little about you. Where are you from? How did you end up at Finlandia? I know you're from Michigan, so you're a little bit familiar with the snow that we've been getting.
Oh, totally. I'm a troll. I grew up near Detroit, near Ann Arbor. And went to school at Western Michigan, got both my degrees there. I've lived in LA, I've lived in London. Recently I was in Florida with my parents, and then I moved back up here. Finlandia was actually referred to me by a friend who works at Northern. And she said, check this out, I think you're going to like it. And I did, and when I came up and met everybody, that sealed the deal. Especially my conversation, it wasn't even an interview, a conversation with President Johnson. I just really liked what I was hearing from him and the priority he was putting on international and getting it out there. And that's so important in this field, to have that support at the top. So I was excited to return to Michigan and explore the UP and see what this was like.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being on the show this week.
Thank you.
If you want to learn more about CAT and all of the things going on in our Office of Global Initiatives, go to finlandia.edu/international. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next Friday.